everyone, it's Mike on Raw. How are we doing today? Let's talk a little bit about vegan politics, huh? Yeah, it's kind of boring for people, I think, talking about politics from time to time. I haven't gotten into too deep yet, but I'm getting deeper and deeper and deeper. It's a big hole. But it's a hole worth digging into, right? So politics with veganism is very difficult to understand for some people, a little bit tough for me, but the idea is that we're looking at ways to work as a group together to move things forward in a political way, which means gaining support of other people and the government, local, state, province, country. And how do we make change and move change forward within those areas? Kind of what I've been talking about so far has been the idea that we have groups that are marginalized perhaps within the vegan movement in general, where we focus on what we see as a vegan and we forget that there's other people that might have a harder time becoming vegan if they just see our message, and that there needs to be a wide variety of messages to help people at all levels of society get a sense of how they could become vegan. To that end, I want to talk a little bit about another level of society, and that's a level of society where beyond just the idea of people that get government support, but the idea of people that rely on the government for survival. And with that in mind, we think of people that are captured in the prison system, those people incarcerated in jails, those people that are maybe in mental institutions or in public housing, or overseen housing where there's a central kitchen that's cooking meals, or there's government standards that set what those meals will be. How do we make sure that government is understanding that there are vegans in these places and that vegans need to have certain types of food? Certainly within the prison system, I've done a little bit of research, and I'll put a link to a page down below. There are vegans in the prison system. In fact, as we see activism growing within our country of the United States and across the world, the chances of vegans and animal activists actually being incarcerated is increased dramatically. And so you'll have people in prison that aren't just bad people, so to say, or like they didn't commit murder. They're not people that stole money from people. But what we have people there that maybe they vandalized some property or took pictures in a place they weren't supposed to take pictures, or started a fire in a building that wasn't occupied, but it did damage the property. And those people will be in prison, and they're vegan. Thankfully, the prison system does have this idea of alternate foods for people, and they can get alternate foods. But how do we make sure that the government ensures that that's an idea for vegan options in schools, in psychiatric institutions, like state-run psychiatric institutions? How do we make sure these, some might argue, very marginalized people, how do we make sure that they're able to achieve their vegan needs as well? Those are the types of things about vegan politics, is how do we make a difference for vegans? How do we provide these avenues in just general day-to-day society so that not only do we have the option because we have the money to pay for it, but we also have the option because that's considered a basic human need. Not just food, but plant food. Those are the kinds of things that we need to work on. We need to realize that vegans come from all walks. They come from all needs, all income levels, all lifestyles. And we need to be inclusive and be thinking about how we solve problems for all of them. And how do we move veganism forward for all of the people in the world, not just the people that are like us. This is probably my last regularly scheduled vegan politics video. I'm still going to be tracking it. I do want to dig a little deeper on some things, and I might be doing some things myself too. I'm definitely thinking about it. What are your take on vegan politics? What are some things that you think as political messages that vegans should be looking at? We have vivisection, and we have availability of vegan food in schools and things like that. What are some other things that you think of? Make sure you give me some comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this June video every day. Got a few more videos to crank out. I'll still try to be frequent videos going forward, probably just not as frequent, but that'll allow me some time to maybe go into more depth. Again, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.